All right, class, this one's for the dreamers. You know who you are. Um, so when I was getting my master's degree back in 2001, I joined up with this professor who was just so over my head, brilliant. Um, and I wanted to learn about research because it was always something that like kind of freaked me out a little bit, right? I don't know if you feel that way, but research to me was an enigma, and I wanted to get my hands around it. And I thought if I could just kind of join up with this researcher, this great researcher, I can understand things better. And here's the thing, I just kind of randomly went to this person and she took me on. And the project that we worked on has a lot to do with our understanding of the dream phase in appreciative inquiry and dreamers in general. So the theory that we were studying is called regulatory focus. Regulatory focus, and it was developed by Tori Higgins, who's a renowned psychologist at Columbia University. And in a nutshell, and in context of our recent discussions in particular, I'm going to talk about what regulatory focus strategy is. It encompasses two fundamental orientations to change. One is promotional focus, and the other is prevention focus. Promotional and prevention. And these orientations really influence our decision making and goal pursuit in organizations. So, as an organizational psychologist, this is fascinating to me. Promotion is kind of like a promotion focus is kind of like a beacon that guides us toward potential gains and achievements. That's how you can think of it. It entails a sort of eagerness for innovation and the pursuit of creative endeavors. So, in a professional setting, one way to think about this is um, promotion focus manifests in, let's see, how would I put it? In initiatives that emphasize breakthrough innovations, not like incremental, but like really ambitious goals, right? And on the other hand, prevention focus leans towards mitigating losses and averting mistakes. And they're very different, right? One is you're just going for it, and the other is trying not to make a mistake. So if you think about it in basketball terms, I like if anybody likes basketball, promotional focus is like the person who just goes for it, goes for the shot, right? A preventional focus is somebody who is very careful not to miss, right? So shooting to make it versus shooting not to miss. That's the difference between promotional and preventional. So preventional is all about careful planning, risk assessment, and really an adherence to established norms and culture. And it turns out that people kind of fall into one or the other, and it's usually conditioned based on their childhood. You can think about, were you the child who kind of broke the rules, snuck out of the house, or were you the rule follower and the rule enforcer, right? So thinking about how preventional focus manifests in the work world, it's all about this meticulous planning and stringent adherence to compliance standards, right? So when we talk about regulatory focus, we've got two main approaches, promotional and preventional, and they basically both play a really big role in how we go after our goals. So appreciative inquiries dream phase actually serves, you might think of it as serving as a catalyst for shifting regulatory focus. So, for prevention focused individuals or teams, integrating aspects of the dream phase can be very difficult because it invites imagination, right? And imaginative consideration of positive outcomes. And much of a person's regulatory focus is coming from a deep place in childhood and it's habitual. So it's especially important during AI initiatives to take active steps to attract, hire, and retain individuals who have a promotional focus. You see where I'm going with this? So we can invite blood into the organization that already has this habit of mind. You can ask interview questions that sort of dig into it. And because all of us are social creatures, right? That's kind of what we are when you think about it at the bottom, at the end of the day. Social cues and environmental factors play a role. interacting with people who have different foci, like preventional or promotional, can prompt a temporary shift in our own focus. And it's often seen in relationships or group dynamics where people might adopt a regulatory focus that complements or adopts the focus of those who are around them. It's very easy to for that to happen. So I even conducted a study that demonstrates that employees who engage in more of a mindful practice of entering social environments actually see a substantial increase in promotional focus. So the theory that I have and I've tested is that mindfulness is a practice of non-judgment and beginner's mind, right? So if you're practicing mindfulness, just paying attention in the present moment without judgment, and you do that for 45 minutes a week, you're beginning to condition a promotional focus. So mindfulness again is absolutely key to the dream phase. When we dream, we take a beginner's mind. And you might even think of an organization who has employees or an organization whose employees base is dominated by promotional focus. That's a competitive advantage, right? So you might think of it as having a team of enthusiastic adventurers ready to explore the uncharted territories of strategy and push boundaries. And in that type of organization, innovation thrives. These employees are naturally inclined to seek out new opportunities and embrace change and change efforts. So a special note for AI enthusiasts is that balance is key, right? So it's not just about prevention or promotion. An organization that's only driven by promotion focus might sometimes overlook potential pitfalls or fail to really thoroughly consider risks. However, the caution is to control for this focus, especially during the dream phase of appreciative inquiry. So this is a little bit of a long one, maybe even a little bit of a sidetrack or a deepening of our understanding of what's behind dreaming, why it's hard for some people to dream and other people just, they are dreamers. And I hope you appreciated this deep dive. Thank you. See you soon.